August 14th, 1971, Palo Alto, California. 12 young men are rounded up from their homes by police, placed under arrest, and brought to a makeshift prison in the basement of Standford University. It all begins as a study on the psychology of prison life, led by Stanford psychology professor Dr. Philip Zimbardo. 24 volunteers, 12 guards, and 12 prisoners have agreed to spend the next 2 weeks recreating life in a correctional facility.
This is unbelievable. They took my clothes. Hands off the door.
The prisoners are booked and stripped nude. They're no longer individuals, forced to wear smocks, stocking caps, and shackles, identified only by their prisoner numbers.
It evolves into a confrontation. The guards showing the prisoners who's boss.
Yeah.
The guards quickly adapt to their new profession. Given anonymity by their mirrored sunglasses, some of them start to control the meager food rations, restrict prisoners' bathroom use, and as tensions rise, so do their cruel methods.
And they don't keep them neat. This experiment is impossible.
Within just 6 days of the planned 2-week study, conditions are so bad that the entire operation is shut down.
I'm inside. Out! Out now! God damn it.
The study makes international headlines.
Zimbardo has claimed that the guards were put in the situation, and then the kind of hidden wellspring of sadism that apparently lies in all of us unfolded organically.
On day 2, there was a very sharp change in the whole nature of what was happening in that prison. The guards now fell into their job.
There was an orientation meeting for the guards. They had been told quite explicitly to oppress the prisoners.
Come on.
That falls under the heading of what psychologists call demand characteristics. Experimental subjects tend to be motivated to give experimenters what they want.
Demand characteristics occur whenever participants being studied act differently than they normally would because they've guessed what hypothesis is being tested and feel that a certain kind of behavior is being demanded.
There was a recording of explicitly correcting a guard who wasn't being tough enough.
The guards have to know that every guard is going to be what we call a tough guard. And so far, well, you have to kind of try and get it in you. Whether or not we can make this thing seem like a prison, which is the aim of the thing, depends largely on the guard's behavior.
So I want to hear from someone who was actually there.
Come on. Get in that closet then. Paul 1-6, you're going to be in there for a while. So just get used to it.
Dave Eshelman, the study's most infamous guard, agreed to tell me his side of the story. It's really an honor to meet you. You're a living, walking piece of psychology history.
I'm never recognized in the street or anything like that, although I still get some hate mail. But
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what do you say to them when they react that way?
I say, well, there's probably a lot about that didn't happen quite the way it's been portrayed.
Well, Dave, before we go too far, I'd like to watch the footage we have here so we can kind of talk about what we see.
That's me there, by the way.
Look at that look.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get involved with a Stanford prison experiment?
My father is a professor at Stanford, and I was home for summer looking for a summer job. So I'm looking through the want ads, $15 a day. You know, in 1971, that wasn't bad. The way it was introduced to the guards, the whole concept of this experiment, we were never led to believe that we were part of the experiment. We were led to believe that our job was to get results from the prisoners, that they were the ones the researchers are really studying. The researchers were behind the wall, and we all knew they were filming, and we can often hear the researchers commenting on the action from the other side of the wall. You know, like, oh gosh, did you see that? Here, let's make sure you get a close-up of that, okay? So if they want to show that prison is a bad experience, I'm going to make it bad.
But how did you feel doing stuff like that? Didn't you feel bad?
I don't know if this is a revelation to you, but 18-year-old boys are not the most sensitive creatures.
Sure.
My agenda was to be the worst guard I could possibly be.